Ready to count down?
Yeah.
All right, from 5, 4, 3, 2,
2, 1.
1.
Woo! Let's go.
It's
Yay.
going. When it wants to. Ending time.
Oh, wait a second. Before we begin, a word from this week's sponsor.
My name is Earl, spokesman for Quarantinos. Are you sitting around your house too much from the quarantine week after week and quite possibly starting to get a little rotund or quite possibly a member of your household? Then try Quarantinos tater chips. They're not just regular tater chips, they're exercise tater chips. Quarantinos are laced with a super dehydrated condensed habaneros with a time bomb configuration, which means they're time delayed. Once a person takes a bite of habaneros, they will sit down and after a couple minutes go oop and then make a run for the refrigerator for something to drink or the bathroom. If you're wondering how your partner can just get that much exercise just running across the house, well, for each case of habanero tater tots or tater chips that you buy, it comes with a free padlock to put on your fridge or bathroom door to your home. This will cause your partner or possibly yourself to run all over the place looking for water. And in that time, you'll be burning calories and not quite be as so rotund. Habanero tater chips come with, in different configurations, not just tater chips, but they come as soda pop, steak, popcorn, or any of your most popular snack foods. Remember, if you're getting a little rotund during the quarantine, try Quarantinos tater chips. They are, so good. Quarantino. Put a padlock on the refrigerator. Put a padlock on the damn bathroom door.
This is Late Night Craft Talk with hosts Abea Kamori Yang and James Hermes. Tonight's special guest, Devan Kicknosway, professional human being. Now it's time to put the kids to bed and break out that gallon of ice cream because you've earned it. And remember social distancing, which means keep your partner 6 feet away. That way you don't have to share the ice cream. It's time to start the show. Dancing along.
Hello, everyone.
Hola, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Late Night Craft Talk.
Late Night Craft Talk. And we are here. Yay. So we want to do a quick intro about the show just so you guys understand what we're doing. Sorry, I'm like, blah, blah, blah. So we do the show every week to basically kind of entertain you, be silly, entertain, well, actually maybe entertain like 3 people, right? And, and we want to kind of spotlight artists and different people all over that we know in our world of people we know and kind of give everyone a chance to learn something new and do something different. And it's kind of our way of just having fun. And last week we were really silly, weren't we? No.
Well, you said when we started the show, a few weeks ago, we had Savia did a Facebook Live of the craft night, and we're going over, and people are like constantly commenting on Facebook, going, "Who is this nutcase? Who is this person that's being all weird?" And I'm constantly saying, "Yeah, Savia's just off her rocker." And then we decided to make public proof of it, and hence Late Night Craft Talk.
Yes, basically.
And with the market right now, we want to try to. Not everybody has the ability to. The technical ability or the know-how to get themselves out and get them out to the customers when customers may be seeing that, one of the powwows this season, which there's nothing going on except for like, the social distancing powwow on social media, which is incredible. It is awesome.
Like, what are you going to do? It's Friday night. It's 10.
Yeah.
It's late night. And what are you going to do?
It's late night. So we're here to interview different artists and try to get their name out and bring the community together and do something, pay it forward, basically.
Yes.
So with
and
that.
We want to announce our winners from last week's trivia. So last week we had 2 winners and we have 3 prizes. So I have the prizes here in my hand right now. Okay, I'm going to magically pick out. Okay. So The first winner is TC, and TC won a prize from Elk Rack Traders. Yay!
Yes. Do I show the
Okay.
prize now? Can I show the prize?
Yeah, show your prize.
Okay.
Show your prize.
Last week, as announced, we have a small obsidian knife that I'd like to make with a little sheath that you can easily turn into a necklace knife. And it's cool because it's made with a little obsidian, a mahogany obsidian blade that I napped. And that is the prize for tonight.
Yay!
The one for the correct answer to the trivia question. So congratulations.
And then the next winner is Karen, and I'm going to pick out my hands. There's like papers up here. Okay, I'm picking this one. Okay, so Karen won.
Which magic.
Da-da-da-da. She won the gourd pendant from Kathy from My Native Corners. Yay!
That is such a cool piece.
Congratulations! Woohoo! So, James.
Yes.
How was your week? What did you do this week?
Oh boy, some weeks I can work on the website, get stuff out. Other weeks I cannot. And let me get some stuff lined up here, what I should have done a minute ago. So let me show you a couple projects I've been able to work on this week. I was able to finish off a lot of custom orders I had. And what we have now to show you is I was actually, for the first time, I was able to go out in quite a while, is nap some bigger obsidian blades. And those of you who don't know what napping is, it's spelled with a K, not an N, where you sleep. It's chipping stone. And I was able to nap a couple of blades last week, and I was able to finally turn them into knives. And these are two of the knives I was able to make. That top one was a challenge.
That's nice. Actually, I like the carved out feather. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I posted it on Facebook, and what's neat about that is that the outline of the antler, when I was setting it down, that's got like an eagle feather shape. So I broke out the Dremel, carved that, and the black, of course, is painted. The white isn't. That is the natural color of the antler. So that came out really cool. And did some feather painting. Some ones that I featured as soon as it decides to move over. Well, I can tell we're going to be doing some magnets. Okay. Well, it was working so clean earlier. No kidding. All right, there we go. So right there, what you're seeing, some other feathers I was able to paint. Those are 4 of those I'm going to be putting up on the website tomorrow morning. And it's neat because the one that you see with the stars, that's like the grayed out U.S. flag. The other one is the United States Marine Corps Gunnery Sergeant rank insignia, along with the Marine USMC logo painted at the top. And for a couple others where you see, like, is that a kayak on the feather? Well, those that know me, I'm a kayak nut. I like kayaking. Yeah.
He's always
several.
kayaking.
Oh, yeah. I have pulled up to powwows with a kayak in my truck. And when I'll get up early in the morning, like, say, Mission San Luis Rey and Oceanside, I'm up at, like, 5 in the morning, and I'm out there sea kayaking, and I'm back at the powwow by 8 o'clock. Pretty cool.
This is true.
I got a couple of feathers I painted kayak designs on. And that's what I got to share. And those are going up on the website tomorrow. And whoopsie doodles, I pressed the wrong button.
So what's been going on with me at Dancing Bear this week? We actually had our live TV segment that was aired. I was watching recorded that and aired. Fun. And so we got that today. And then we did this thing just from a customer's suggestion. We decided to do our own Dancing Bear home shopping channel day. And so we just pulled together a whole bunch of stuff.
You were having fun with that this evening.
Oh my God. I was like, wow, my mom's like, you could work for QVC.
There was a comments like that when we met up before the show. I'm like, you were having too much fun going.
Yeah, I'm like,
that was cool.
Look at this, and it's so great, and it matches, and I'm sorry.
Well, you're sincere about everything you were doing too. That's what's really neat.
It was fun. I'm gonna start doing that every Friday. So we're gonna plan on doing it every Friday at 5. So it's kind of like at the end of the week. Let's do some shopping.
There's gonna be a time where you don't have a camera pointed at you. You're gonna be like, I'm so lonely and cold.
Well, honestly, I've had experience. I mean, I'm not used to this whole screen because I have the screen up there. That's why if everyone sees me looking up, I'm trying to look at the camera. But I actually had done some craft segments on the local morning show for several. I think I did like maybe 17 segments where we just like made different crafts, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm kind of used to being in front of the camera now for that kind of situation.
Well, we've actually we both have a long history of being in front of the camera and actually doing it together.
So remember back in the day?
I do. A lot of people don't realize that this may be our only 3rd episode of Late Night Craft Talk, but CFA and I have been actually hosting
together craft shows
Yes.
and craft talk shows for a long time, actually since like high school.
Yes. Like this is like back in the dark ages, people.
No kidding. You know, it's just like, I like to think back at it, back in high school when we had that, was it Craft Talk World?
Yeah.
Let's
And
reminisce.
it was on Prodigy. Do you remember Prodigy?
It was. That was the early version
AOL.
of cable access.
Yes. Exactly.
And we streamed live through the 56K modems.
Yes. So we do it? Should we do
I
it?
think so. Let's reminisce.
Okay.
And you got to do the do thing right here. Hold on. Come on. There we go. And Craft Talk World. Craft Talk World. Party time. Excellent. Get the ukulele going. And I got to take off my shirt to get in costume. And it's not happening quickly. Okay. Craft Talk World. And hello, everybody. It's 10 o'clock. It's time to party on a Friday. Welcome to Craft Talk World. Right here in lovely 1993.
I know. Party on.
Party on, Savea. We're totally not copying Wayne's World.
No,
because we're a couple
all.
teenagers that are original.
Yes, and we are actually quarantined.
We are quarantined. We're actually quarantined right now, and the fat cat I mentioned earlier that I hope would not interrupt like your dogs do sometimes is now rubbing against my leg, and I got to let her out.
I know. Did you hear her barking?
Yeah, and my fat cat's going over. I want out now, so I got to watch that during the sketch. So that was unplanned. Anyway, yeah, we're quarantined because our parents and a lot of our friends' parents around town are quarantining all the teenagers because of grunge. And now there's no music allowed to play or dancing. Sorry. So that's what we have. So now we have to do our show separate. And I totally forgot to change the background. So I will just go with what we have right now because I didn't have the background for this part of the sketch. But we'll go with that. So with our quarantines, you know, the quarantine going on, there's a lot of people that are doing their part to keep community together and keep people fed.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think we'll bring in we're going to bring in Hero Lunch Lady Nicole.
Yes, bring in
Hero Lunch Lady Nicole. Party time. Excellent. Got to play the ukulele so you can get Nicole in the room. My cat wants to get out of this room I'm in right now.
Here we go. Let's see here. Woo-woo-woo.
We're waiting for that and the ukulele because now it's dragging and my cat's dragging against the screen.
What am I doing? Am I doing bad stuff right now?
Just go to Nicole and click on mute and camera.
Yes.
That's Lunch Lady Nicole. Party on. Everybody, Lunch Lady Nicole from school.
Yes. Hi.
Do we hear you?
Hey, guys.
Hi, Lunch Lady Nicole.
Are
you working right now? This is like late. You're like working right now and Friday night.
You know,
She's
sometimes
dedicated.
it feels like we work 24/7.
Yeah, sounds like it, doesn't it?
For some people, food's their life.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
So I have a first question for you, Hero Lunch Lady Nicole.
Okay.
The sphincter says what?
What?
The sphincter says what?
What?
It must be the Prodigy internet connection with our 56K modem speeds.
Yeah.
So we're going to go on to the next question.
Okay.
Yes.
What's your question?
Well, you worked so hard to keep us teenagers and everybody during the quarantine fed. What are some of the nutritious foods that you recommend that teenagers eat to stay healthy?
Well, you want to remember that there's 5 food groups. Okay. And your most important food groups are going to be your fruits and vegetables. Anything from like a potato or cucumber, carrots and your vegetables. Yep. Or don't forget, like a good pear fruit cup or an orange, fresh fruit, you're going to get the best nutrients out of.
Okay.
And make sure you're washing that down with some good, healthy milk. Okay. Milk is good for you. Does your body good. And then don't forget about your proteins, which, meat alternates are fabulous. So yogurt, sunflower.
Yogurt, right. Dairy.
And don't forget your whole
vegetables like coconuts and organic.
I'm eating wholesome bread products.
It's a fruit, so, that's semi-okay. Make sure you got your whole grains in there. You want to make sure you're getting that. Raisins make a great snack. Okay? Fabulous. If you do a juice, make sure it's a vegetable juice.
Okay.
So, hey, Nicole, Lunch Lady Nicole, I have something to show you that I have. Let me show you. I worked really hard today on my school project, and I just came up with my own version of a food pyramid from what you were suggesting earlier today. You want to see it?
You want to make sure you have those 5 food groups there.
So here's my pyramid that I came up with from your advice. Okay, so you have the candy, which is like gives us energy, right? And you need to make sure you have red because you need to like get energy, you know. And then the donuts, because there's fruit in there. You get the jelly ones, there's fruit inside. And the soda for hydration, Dr. Pepper, because there's prune juice in it, right? And then, of course, the chips, because this is your vegetable, right? And you see how the diagram is in the shape of a Dorito?
I see that. My food pyramid is actually shaped the other direction. So
this is teenager approved.
Triangle that points upward. And it includes the 5 food groups that I just mentioned. You know, the fruits, the vegetables, the meat alternate.
Okay, chips, vegetables, fruit.
Yeah. Mine looks a little slightly different there.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Great effort.
We're trying to abide. Fail.
Yeah, we're trying.
It's a sincere effort. We're learning from Hero Lunch Lady Nicole.
Yes.
So I have another question for you, Hero Lunch Lady Nicole.
Okay.
So with that, we have all these smart, the teenager things we're going to say, but I want to ask you another dumb teenager question. Based on the U.S. government's nutritional program for schools and the fact that during the Bush administration that's currently happening, because this is 1993, that I have to cough. Sorry, nobody run away that I coughed. Based on the Bush administration's act of classifying ketchup as a wholesome tomato type vegetable that's part of those food snacks, and the food companies lobbying the Department of Education to include their products that some scientists and nutritionists deem trash to schools. How do you feel of the government's interpretation of the program and what's presented to you, in your opinion, of the nutritional value you feed the students every day? Discuss.
Well, you want to remember that, the lunch program was first started back in 1946 to give us some basic guidelines. And then 20 years later, in 1966, that's when we added the breakfast program, because we wanted to build upon those guidelines, and we wanted to make sure that we are getting those nutrients and what we require in those fruits and vegetables. And I actually predict that in the future, probably about 2010, I have a feeling we're going to see another act pass, Healthy Hunger Kids, something like that in the future. We want to make sure that we're really, really focusing on, exceeding what we need for calories and saturated fat. And you want to make sure you're eating more of the healthy items and not overdoing it. So, at least a half cup fruit or vegetables per meal. Don't want to short yourself on that at all. You want to make sure that you're treating ketchup more like a condiment on the side rather than a full serving. So.
Amen. Wow. Wait, that was deep.
That was so good. I learned so much from that. I really appreciate you telling me all of that, actually.
Yeah. Not.
Ah.
So that's Hero Lunch Lady Nicole. She's here. She's awesome. Nicole, you're no way. No way. No way. So now you ready? No way. And with this, that has been this episode of Craft Talk World. Ready? And scene. And now we flash back to the future.
Real life.
And we're back.
Okay, bye. Bye, Lunch Lady Nicole.
Thank you. And everybody, there she goes. I'd like to thank Nicole Fenstermaker for being a part of the sketch tonight. She is an actual lunch lady on the front lines during the quarantine.
She works
with the schools in 29 Palms, California, and she's on the front line right there wearing the mask, bringing food to needy students. You're awesome, Nicole. Thank you. And I need to work on the lighting right here because I look like I'm phasing in and out of reality with the chroma key. Okay. And with that, Nicole's like a real person.
Yeah.
And she's like a real human, the real deal, authentic. She's
a real human.
I would think so. Like a real human being, like a professional human being.
Maybe.
I think so. And I'm getting the graphic up right now. So that introduces tonight's guest. We bring to you, everybody, special guest tonight, Devan Kicknosway, professional human being.
Yay. Okay.
Hoorah.
I'm asking him to start.
Okay, Devan.
Now. Hey, Devan. Woo!
Hola, Devan.
Whoa.
Long time no see.
Wait, you're muted.
You're muted now. You're not.
Hey, Devan. How are you doing? Oh no,
Hola.
he's still muted. What's going on? I'm having a Zoom tech problem. Oh no, he's frozen.
Devan.
What the heck?
And now he's frozen. Huh.
Devan.
I just messed with you guys. What's going on, everybody?
There you go.
What's happening?
Oh my gosh, how are you doing? How is it out
good.
there?
In Montana, where it's really late and my children are sleeping, but yet I'm screaming at the phone right now while they're sleeping. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
This is not unlike Sundays and Thursdays during craft night sessions.
I know. Then I could be quiet and talk, but now I got to be a little bit more.
You're doing it for the children.
A little bit, doing it for the children, doing it for all you late night crazy people out there that want to watch.
I know, right? We're trying our best. We're being silly and whatnot. It's yeah. So yay, we have you here with us. So Devan, what have you been working on recently? Can you show us some of your stuff?
No.
It's top secret, Survey. You know about this. If he told you, he'd have to come over and pull you up.
Done, or do you want to see the stuff that I'm working on?
I would love to see some of your new stuff or some of the stuff you've done so you can kind of show us. I was trying to find some pictures and I had some hard times. So I would like to see some of your awesome stuff you've made and tell us about where you're inspired.
Can you guys see this all right?
That is beautiful.
If y'all don't know that this is the infant Yoda species. It's not a baby Yoda. It's an infant Yoda species. But I do a style of art that's, I use porcupine quills and I use birch bark. It's an old Ojibwe style of art that we do. And I've kind of picked it up over the past 2 years and decided to just start bringing it into a contemporary format using not just original designs, but, something a little bit newer because we know that Yoda is not very old. Well, he is old, but he's not that old.
But I've heard Yoda is native actually. So this is accurate description.
I heard he's old. So this would be more of a depiction of an older style.
Baby Yoda gets a fur cap.
That is all quilled, people. That is,
and it's all porcupine quills on birch bark. So
that is amazing.
That kind of stuff that I do.
Just to put it for Devan, just for some of the people that aren't familiar, can you explain the quill work and how it begins and a little bit of its history, and how it predates beadwork and why?
True.
Kind of obvious. Some people might need the connection.
So in native cultures, like native Aboriginal people around the world, we all have different styles of art that we portray our families, our lifestyles, historic moments, whatever it is. And throughout North America, before, pre-contact, we use different styles of arts and paints and dyes, but we used porcupine quills. Now, porcupine quill art is known across North America, but the style that we do back home around the Michigan and Ontario region is where we use birch bark. It's a predominant tree that grows there. We make canoes and our housing out of it because it's waterproof and it's really durable. Then we harvest the porcupines, and you can dye them in different ways using different berries, different fruits, different materials that you'll find in nature, and then you can dye your quills and make different colors. So here, I just use RIT dyes and whatnot, but you can see that I have all these different kind of colors, and it's just a way that we used to make our baskets, and these would be ways of also like currency in a way, trading different items to show our artwork, for your artwork, for food, for furs, however forth, and then putting our storylines on it. So it's real old. There's not very many people doing it. I know about a dozen people in North America that do birch bark quill work, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do, but it's also the hardest style of art that I've ever taught myself. You know, it's been pretty challenging.
So just before we continue, so everyone who's watching, you can actually email us questions, or you can send messages on or comment on our Facebook Live feed, where if you have any questions for Devan, we're going to address them at the end of our schedule, of our show, and we'll do a small QA session at the end so we can get some extra information. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. But I was going to ask you, Devan, you had told me a really interesting story about how you personally started to quill and birch bark. And you had a family member that showed you how.
Yeah. It's so for if you guys are new to watching me, if you don't know who I am, I do a lot of videos. I make a lot of Facebook videos. I do a lot of Instagram, and I just recently opened up a YouTube channel where I now edit my videos using my computer here, and this is going to be a whole video on itself on how I got into this. The condensed version, to not give away a lot of the stuff I want to have on YouTube, is basically my mother recently passed away 2 years ago from cancer, and my mother and I, of course, like many people, were really close. And her neighbor, Brenda Stevens, is someone that did quill work, and they were pretty close. And Brenda ended up making my mom a barrette. And when my mom got sick, she asked me, "Do you want anything?" And I said, I just want that barrette. And she goes, "Okay, here." So when I drove all the way to New York from Montana to Ontario, I asked, can I have that? She goes, "Yeah, here, I'll put it on my desk. It's yours. Take it when you leave." And when I left, I forgot it. And I didn't know if that was going to be the last time I see my mom. And then sure enough, we went back for Christmas. And before we left again, I was like, "Oh, I forgot that." She goes, "Don't forget it this time." And I forgot it. Then unfortunately, my mother passed away, and collecting items from her, I went and wanted to collect that. And unfortunately, I couldn't get it. It was given away to somebody else, and that kind of bugged me. So I ended up reaching out to the lady who did the quill work, and I asked her, "Could you make me another one, in honor of my mom?" And she said no. And I thought, what the heck, why? And she goes, "You have to do it. You should learn how to do this, and you should learn how to make it." And I've been asking this lady for almost 10 years to teach me, and I've never been able to. I never put time aside to actually do it. And, the passing of my mother really opened up a lot of gateways for me to want to explore what I want to do and not be afraid to do something new. So I picked it up. She showed me when to get the bark, how to get quills. And then she said, you just got to do it. So I did. I collect porcupines. I learned how to clean them. I cut the trees, and I made all the mistakes, and then I made horrible looking quill work, and then I just gradually worked my way up. So it's kind of the goal over this is to my overall goal is to be so good like that person, Brenda, to remake that barrette exactly the way she made it.
That's really cool. That's awesome.
And that's kind of that's the condensed version. The YouTube channel, when I have the video edit, will be a little longer, more detailed.
I thought that was
tears.
Yeah, I thought that was a really nice, it's a really nice way that you actually were drawn into the world that you're working with quill work. And it's nice to hear those kind of stories, because it's like you always wonder about how did so-and-so start. And I think that's a really nice story. So tell us about your challenge you're doing. You have a fun challenge.
So my wife, Ashley Rainingbird, she came up and she had this idea. And then she said, "I bet you my beadwork is nicer than your quill work." And I kind of gave her a look, and I was like, "All right, well, that's kind of fighting words there."
They break out the 15 delicas.
But then she just technically she didn't say that, but that's what I heard, right? That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, that's called man hearing.
Yeah. So
that's totally guy right there, dude.
She ended up coming up with this design of corn. I don't know if you guys can see that. Just some corn and corn husks tied up. And in our ways, we're really big on using corn and what corn husks and what corn does for us. And that's all right. Challenge accepted. She goes, all right, well, you make yours and I'll make mine, and then we'll put it on Facebook and we'll get all your followers to vote. So I think I roughly have about 7,000 people that follow, which is cool right now. Thank you for everyone that follows me. But we're going to have a big voting. She's almost done her earrings, and I'm still working on mine right now, actually.
And this ends tomorrow, right?
I hope so. I hope we can get it done tomorrow, that we can get the voting up. And then we're going to raffle them, and the winner of the raffle will get to choose if they want the quill work or if they want the beadwork. And then second place will go. So we'll put it out for you guys to decide who's better.
Out of curiosity, when you tell the story, you heard this according to your man hearing. If your wife were to tell the same story, how do you imagine she would tell it? This is a chance to save a marriage here, dude.
You're gonna get me in trouble, man. You're gonna get me.
No, this is a chance to save a marriage, man.
I think she could hear me if she's in the back room. She might even be watching live since this is on my channel. So
yeah, but dude, you come out the hero here now. Here's your chance.
I don't know. We'll just have to see. You guys got to follow my Instagram story to see our little battle that's happening.
So we're gonna put all of Devan's information in the information on how to follow him, his YouTube channel, all that kind of good stuff. So we will be putting that in our description of
we'll put that in the show notes and our links when we do the show tomorrow for people to watch tomorrow that aren't cool enough to stay up tonight.
Yes.
It is late.
So Devan, you did a really cool project with the Stormtrooper. Do you have that? Can you share it with us, what you did?
Ooh, please. I don't have the Stormtrooper, but I do have the stickers.
Show us the sticker.
So the quick story to it is I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's a design from Reclaim Designs where it's native designs
really
intertwined
cool
with Star Wars. So I like Star Wars. So I was like, I'm going to start doing quill projects where, like you see in the Yoda, I quilled a Stormtrooper from the First Order, and then I put the red MMIW handprint over the face. And this was an idea that Ashley gave me because I just wanted to do a Stormtrooper. She said, oh, that would be cool. I haven't seen it. It might already be out there, but I haven't seen it before. And I took her idea, and then I quilled it, and then we raffled it. It was a huge hit, and a lot of people were like, you know what, you got to make another one. Unfortunately, I don't duplicate my quill work. I like to keep it really original. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to make stickers. So I did, and I got a friend of mine. His name is Daniel Valley. He's a designer. And I asked him, do you think you could duplicate this and turn it into a sticker? And he goes, yeah, absolutely. Give me some time. And if you guys, like I said, if you guys check out my YouTube channel, I made a whole video about Mail Day, strictly about Daniel Valley and these stickers. So here are the Stormtrooper MMIW stickers.
That's very cool. Very, very cool.
And
you know, James, just so you know, every single person that I've lined up as a guest is a 100% Star Wars fan. Just so you know.
That's okay. You know, Star Wars fans are buried in their basement and 45 years old live with their parents while, the person in the International Space Station posing with Earth in the background is wearing a Starfleet uniform.
Yeah. So, hey, Devan, what?
I'm a Star Trek nut.
Show us those that dagger thing you have that you were working on that matches that.
Please, the one with the dyed porcupine here at the bottom of it.
Really cool. Like, this guy is always making such interesting things.
So the gentleman that commissioned me to make a piece, this is a full quilled. I don't know if you guys can see that well. I'm trying to get the lighting right because it's kind of bright.
We're seeing some good detail.
I can see the detail.
It's fully quilled, and then I decided to try something new. Was to put the design in the actual seams of the quill work. So you can see this is an old Iroquois design where we use our wampum belts, the belts that we'd wear and trade. And then I even used actual quahog shells, which is wampum, in the details of it. Then at the same time, of course, thimble, and then I dyed porcupine fur.
Yay!
So when I clean my porcupines, I save different parts of the porcupine, and then I just dyed the fur so that you actually have. And then he's just gonna put this on his knife sheath, sew it together, and then this will be his necklace. He'll have a full quilt. So it's kind of the little fun things I make. You know, I try to have a blast creating new things and just keeping my creativity just going. I don't want to do the same things over and over.
Yeah, I hear you.
So if the art becomes boring to you, it's dead, and that is a service to even yourself and the culture.
Yes, yeah. And I'm like, if anything, I'm one of those people, like you said, a professional human being. I just find being a human is like a job, and if you do the same job over for the rest of your life and you don't expand, are you really living or are you just existing?
Well, that's why I quit.
That's why it's like I have to I'm addicted to learning. I have to learn new things. If it's not hunting, it's fitness. If it's not arts, it's quill work, it's beading, it's sewing, it's anything. I just always continuously have to keep learning something.
If you think this quarantine is going to continue going on for some time, like the 18 months it's predicted, at what point will you start learning Chinese?
I've already started learning a different language. I've started learning 2 different languages. I'm trying to learn how to read Braille, which is interesting.
Yes.
And I'm learning how to do sign language, which I'm absolutely not good at. But the 2 different languages that are out there that I would like to try and learn because they're just really difficult. And then Cree, right? We live in Rocky Boy. My kids are Chippewa Cree and Mohawk, so I'm trying to learn more Cree as we go along. But I'll probably get some more languages down.
I can dig it because I kind of have a thing I've been doing where it's already been done 1,000 times, but you know I've been slowly going. It's been like a 5-year project to translate the New Testament into Cherokee from Cherokee to English. Is one of the greatest ways to learn the language. And I mean, granted speaking, but I've kind of lost it over the last 15 years a bunch. I mean, to get back there, I haven't been a national holiday in Tahlequah in quite a few years, but it's along the same kind of thing. I'm actually taking like lessons from a friend in Navajo. I stink at it, but we just started in the last couple of weeks, but I can dig it. It's fun just to taking advantage to learn more about ourselves, the culture, more about ourselves in this respect. Yes. Fun question, great answer.
Yeah.
And good introspective.
So how did you start thinking about doing these YouTube videos? Like, what was that inspiration behind that?
You guys, you specifically, the followers, the comments I get, my inbox is constantly full of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Every day I get up and I answer 10 to 15, 20 questions every morning. People asking me different things about how to do this, how to do that. A lot of my videos I do is I like to teach. If I know something, there's no point in hoarding that information, but to try and put it out there. And a lot of people are real visual learners. So you can't just tell them. They got to see it. They got to be able to, see what you're doing. So that's why I was like, you know what? I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to YouTube. I feel like I have a good personality for it.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone said, just do it, man. People will follow you. And so far it's doing really good. I think I have like 12 videos and I'm at 1.5 thousand subscribers.
Yeah, you're doing really
slowly
good.
Growing, but
cross your
fingers, it keeps going.
It's cool.
Yeah, cool. So, it's really funny with us when we are doing our shows, our powwows, and our, it's here in the store, people will come in and say to us, so do you guys make these beads at our store? And I'm just like, well, honestly, if I made these beads, I mean, I don't think that I would be able to sell them for like $3.50 a hank, but no, we don't make these beads. And people ask, well, where do you get these different things from? Do you get this fur from you? Do you hunt these rabbits yourself? And I said, no, we're a store, but Devan, you actually usually get your own porcupines. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. If I'm going to be plugging this YouTube channel like crazy. If you guys do check me out on YouTube.
That's why we're here, man. It's your interview.
We're trying to promote you.
I do have a 5-part series. I'm doing 5 videos on how to clean a porcupine. And out here in Montana, porcupines are very predominant. They're everywhere, and they're considered a nuisance. In Montana, cattle is one of the biggest industries. 3 million plus cattle here. Beef is such a big producer, and so forth. So when these cattle and the young ones get quilled, when they're curious, those quills prohibit these animals from eating, and then their cattle die, and they can't get all of these out because you got to, go the whole process of putting an animal to sleep and then, surgery, and it's just not worth it. So they go and they will normally trap them. They'll get people to trap them and kill them, and they leave them. Now, I've been around and asked a few people, hey, can you guys keep them? And I can use them. So I would go to different ranchers, and they'll call me and be like, here, we got 3 or 4 today. We got, 5 this winter. And then Fish and Game, when they're out and about, always driving around different parts of Montana, they'll pick them up, roadkill. I stop on the side of the road, and I'll pick up everything and try and get these porcupines cleaned and as much material back at the house as I can. But it's an interesting life. So hit me up on YouTube and you'll see the different things I have there.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I want you to, excuse me. I want you, everyone, sorry, not you. I want everyone to send us in questions, okay? Because we're going to do a wrap at the end of our kind of schedule. We're going to do a Q&A session with Devan. And on that note, we have some fun. We're going to do trivia questions. Yay! Okay, so let's see. I'm going to do my share screen, and I'm going to make sure everything is ready for it. Okay, so James, do you want to read question 1 and 2, please?
First question here for everyone is, what year did Wayne's World make its theatrical debut? Okay. That's not Wayne's World. Question number 2 for everyone. What actress, singer, dancer sang the hit song Waiting for Tonight in 1999?
Okay. I'm going to go with, I'm going to read 3 and 4, and Devan, you get to read 5 and 6. Okay. What Pac-12 university football team went to the Rose Bowl in 1997? Okay. And then what TV show?
I know I can get it.
What TV show features a time-traveling, two-hearted Time Lord who calls his blue box a TARDIS? Okay, so those are the first 4 questions. Okay, Devan, do you want to read 5 and 6?
Cool, I can. Number 5, what Apple multicolored computer consumer product was released in 1998? And number 6 is what Apple multicolor computer consumer product was released in 1998?
Whoops!
And number 7 is what multi-Apple computer color consumer was released in 1998?
Well, you look up redundant in the dictionary, it says see redundant. So okay. I think you're repeating yourself.
That was totally intentional.
Somebody hit copy paste and didn't look. Copy paste and didn't look at what they're doing.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah. So
you want to come back for the trivia? You want to come back for questions 5 and 6?
You know what? If you guys answer 5 and 6 correctly, you get the credit for 5 and 6. Why not? Right? So make sure to email in your question.
We'll go with it.
Yes, email your question answers by Sunday midnight, and we will count them towards the prizes for this week. Okay. So what kind of prizes we have, James?
All right. What we're going to do is, let me look for it. Here it is. The prize. We're going to ask for the prize from Elk Rack, right?
Yeah.
Savea?
Yeah, your prize.
Okay. For the prize for Elk Rack, what we're going to be giving away is, because this has been really popular with people from the Corps and other people and a lot of vet groups that I've been working with. So I've just been doing a number of these, and just each one's different. But I'm going to be doing a feather that I actually started painting. Right. Not here. Okay, not within reach. But a feather painting with these grayed out U.S. flag designs. I'm going to be finishing up one tomorrow morning that's fairly similar to this one. And that will be next week's prize. Or, this week's prize for the trivia winner from Elk Rack.
Okay. So I have 2 prizes.
And are they both the same thing?
No, they're different. I just found out. Oh my God, that would be funny, right? Oh my gosh, you're being silly. I totally didn't.
I'm not going to let you live that down for a while.
Okay. Okay, so this is going to be one of the prizes. They're just some earrings. They're kind of fun, pretty dreamcatcher earrings, you know. So this is one of the prizes, okay? And this will be mailed out to one of the winners. And it sounds really funny, but I got this hand sanitizer from one of our suppliers, and it's really hard to get. So you know what? The winner's going to get a bottle of hand sanitizer. This is like a big deal, right? I mean, so. Anyway.
Oh, we just increased our viewership now by 10,000.
Right?
You just made a national lottery of our show, of our trivia questions with the hand sanitizer now.
Well, you know, we are selling these on our website, so it's like, well, you know, we're going to put it out there and, you know, might as well, right?
You just became the Amazon of native trader bead traders with the hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I know. So, I know I'm doing it. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is we're going to talk about the next guest. Okay, so we're getting near the end of our show, so we want to do our thing.
You tell me what we're doing.
We're going to be talking about next week now, right?
So hold on, wait, before we skip on forward, I thought I gave a trivia question. How come I don't get to give a prize?
Oh, do you want to give a prize too?
Well, you didn't want to add me. You were like,
here's
Devin with his prize. So if you
Devin has a prize too. Oh my gosh. Correctly, you have a prize too?
The last
Devin's going to give away porcupine hand sanitizer.
In identical order. They have to be identical. Question 5 and question 6. I had 50 of these made, and I sold all 50.
Wow.
But I actually had a couple secret ones left over. So if you get the question for it, I'm going to throw in a limited edition MMIW Stormtrooper sticker.
Yay!
And
awesome!
I'll send it out to the winner.
Yay!
So if you get it, you're going to get one of these.
Yay!
And they are limited. I'm the only one making them right now. So that's for you guys.
Yay! Awesome. So keep the questions coming in because we have questions coming in. I just want to make sure everyone knows they can still send questions in for the end of the show, okay? And
I will answer any question if it is generated towards me. If it's weird or stupid or hateful, I will answer it.
That's why we actually have somebody that screens the questions before they get relayed to us.
Yes. We want to make sure that
our behind the scenes man, Dan.
Yes,
but haters need the attention too, man. Haters wouldn't survive if they didn't get called out.
I know. Yes, I know. So we're gonna save that question for right after.
Say about that.
Yeah. So we got questions. Okay. So, I'm sorry. Okay. So next week our guest is going to be Scott Sutton. He's the author of Native American Beadwork and Craftwork. So he has 2 great books. There's my assistant running on the side. And
hi, Dan.
Hey, so James, do we have a top 10 list?
We need to finish the part about what happens next week first. So Savea, okay. So we're going to be also with what's going to be happening next week because someone needs to read the Excel file that's over there, the schedule. Excuse me, don't run just because I coughed. All right. What's also going to be happening next week, or what might happen next week, is Savea might get surprised when somebody tattletales that I might be skipping the show to go to the beach, and I have a fake James that comes over to help host the show that is powered by artificial intelligence, and it will look something like this. As soon as I get it right. All right, here we go.
Oh,
it's not Jar Jar Pickles.
Oh, thank you.
How are you doing? I have a funny joke for you. Why is Santa always so happy? I like to live in the present. What is a witch's favorite subject in school? Spelling. Do you want to see some Baby Yoda memes? They're really funny. Yes, this is really James. What makes you think that it is not me? It is not like I am at a spa or beach. We're in a quarantine and I am a mature, responsible adult. Of course it is me. You're going stir crazy, sitting in your shop all day. You should really join James up on the beach where he's at right now. No, not what I meant. This is really James at first. We'll prove it. Look at me. I'm dancing around and swinging around a lightsaber and laughing at Baby Yoda meme. You're wrong. I am not caught. This AI will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
And that's what might happen next week if I decided to, but I'm a responsible adult. And let's get the camera right there. It just keeps on dipping down.
You're like phasing in and out of reality. What's going on? You're like,
I know. Well, that is a common science thing. It's Star Trek, not Star Wars. But that's what it'll look like with artificial intelligence powering a fake James coming over, which might actually make a more interesting host. So I might have just put myself at a job.
Yeah, maybe.
And my camera's like weird. There we go.
It's like going all crazy, cray. Yeah. I know, right?
Okay, there we go.
It must be a Star Trek thing with bad CGI and bad graphics.
I'm going to work on the camera. Hey, we got powwow budget.
This is true. Okay, so are we going to do
what I could think of.
The top 10?
I think it's time for the top 10 now, as soon as I can get my camera to work. Okay, we'll just go with this angle. All right, so for our top 10 that we're going to do the top 10 things best that we remember about the 90s, I believe.
The best things we remember about the 90s.
The best things we remember about the 90s. And we're going to bring back Lunch Lady Nicole.
Yes, let's bring back Lunch Lady Nicole. Yeah. Okay.
Lunch Lady Nicole. See, once we go live, don't touch any buttons.
I know, right?
And now we're streaming live. We'll post a link for a bunch of people to watch tomorrow to quit live now.
Yes, we're live now.
We are back.
Okay, we're back. Okay, I'm really awesome, and I totally...
Don't touch any buttons, Savea. No.
I meant to click, have Nicole back on, our Lunch Lady Nicole, and I accidentally ended this feed. I'm sorry. Bad today. Bad. Don't do that again. During live broadcast.
Dan, you got a ruler? I want to see Dan's hand reach over and slap your back of your hand.
Here.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Oh, Lunch Lady Nicole's back. Yay!
Yay, Lunch Lady Nicole. Okay, so we're going to be doing our top 10 of the top things that we remember from the 1990s. Ooh. And I think we should probably start with, we go around and go with Savea starting.
Okay. I remember what I loved about the 90s. Well, this was like my senior year of high school. My friend and I, we decided to do our own senior ditch day, and we went and we were at the MTV Spring Break in San Diego when it was actually being filmed in San Diego. So we got to see a whole bunch of bands playing. It was so cool. And we were like, yay, we get to be here for spring break. And it was like March. So super cold. Everyone's like, all the girls are wearing bikinis. We're like, yeah, you're crazy. It was like so cold outside. And I remember watching Yo MTV Raps. That was my favorite. I loved that show. I love her and Dr. Dre. Yeah, so I love those. Those were really great. I miss MTV. I loved MTV. I watched it all the time. That's what I have to say about the 90s. I love the 90s.
Gotcha. And now we go around, and according to my list, I'm going to spin around here on my screen. I have, let's go to me next. So don't do that, Devin. You're going to puke. You're going to puke, dude. You're going to hurl. And if you spew, I'll hurl.
Don't hurl. If you hurl, I'll spew.
Don't do it. You'll get me dizzy. I'll go.
And then you want to spew into this.
That's right.
Spew into this. Okay?
Well, hand me that cup. Can you hand me that cup?
Here.
Hand me the cup. Okay, thank you.
Jeez.
It turned into Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I know. That's the best kind of magic.
Okay.
You.
Hey, Devin, can you hand me a cup? Hand me a cup. Hand me something from your screen. Hand me something from your screen. Hand it to me. What the heck was that?
While we're talking about this,
are you trying to say something to me? Like, you know?
You're dirty. You're dirty.
Oh.
I'm gonna take care of my stinking
You're dirty,
camera
girl.
again. You're the one taking the bath yesterday.
Can I wash my hands?
Oh, yeah, I had to. It's the worst day of the month. Bath day.
That's why, we conserve water in Southern California. We wait till monsoon season.
And you live by the ocean, which makes no sense.
No, I actually live in the desert by the Salton Sea.
He actually lives
You don't go there.
beachfront.
You don't go there.
Beachfront
Less than
property.
like a fourth arm.
Off the beach. No ocean.
All
She
beach,
was lucky.
no
I think
ocean.
that I saw you. You were out on the beach out in Montana.
I was. We have actually some of the nicest beaches in North America.
Yeah.
Here in
Yeah.
Montana.
I love surfing there last summer, man.
Yeah,
the waves are
you.
insane. Oh man, you're getting at least 7 to 11 footers here.
Yeah, and weren't you really social distancing? I think I saw you social distancing on the beach.
6 inches.
Yeah,
I think that's
Devin
normal.
is so amazing. One of his YouTube videos has him surfing while stripping a porcupine.
Yeah, I know.
He goes out hunting porcupine with a surfboard.
You know what, Devin? They need to go to your channel and they need to look through all your videos to find that clip.
That one clip.
Yes, exactly.
One clip in all of the videos if you find it. Actually, I do have Easter eggs in every single video. So if you guys find them, there's going to be future prizes for people that find them. But it's something fun to look at.
So Devin, do you have a favorite memory of the 90s?
You know what?
Best?
Remember when we did the dress rehearsal? They called me. I was in the tub. And I didn't answer the phone because I was in the tub. But then she's like, "We got to do a dress rehearsal." Sorry. I answer the phone and I'm in the tub. So I couldn't think of anything because I'm not that old. I am old, but I'm not that old where I had huge memories of the 90s. I have bigger memories in the 2000s because when I hit 2000, I was 15 years old. And prior to that, it was mostly like, playing and adventures. But then the crazier stuff came right after that, right?
Well, pick some years that were closest to the 90s.
But I do remember something. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was in 97. But when I lived in Ontario, Canada, I used to live in Ottawa, Ontario, the capital of Canada. And in that whole area, all of Ontario, Quebec, and New York, there was an ice storm. I don't know if any of you ever remember that, but there was a giant ice storm. It was called like El Nino or something like that. But it came in and it rained and it froze everything. So everything had about almost a solid 2 inches of ice over everything. Everything was shut down and all the trees were like, the big giant trees were all bent over and people couldn't go out and it was just insane. And I remember when it first started, the first 2 days, we would still go to school and we'd have to like slide our way. I actually, because I grew up playing hockey, I laced up my skates and I skated with my backpack. I put my backpack on and put my shoes in my backpack and I skated. It was about maybe 3/4 of a mile to a mile. I skated down the road.
That is cool.
And it's pure Canadian, of course, but it was so many trees in the way. You had to like jump over trees and everything. But I skated all the way to school and realized we didn't have school. And then we ended up playing and stupid us, we went to like the forest and trees were cracking and falling and I survived it. But I survived the ice storm and it was insane. If you ever check it out, check out the ice storm.
That is a really cool story. I love it. But
I know you guys will get ice storms in California, so.
No, not really.
California's a huge place. There's places
Nicole, are you in California too?
I am in California too.
Man, that is crazy. You guys got to come out to the beaches of Montana. Then you got to go check out how much snow we get in Ontario, like 6 to 8 feet of snow. And
that could be the field trip.
Yes.
For us quarantiners, we can all go on a field trip.
For the quarantine.
Each person has to go on their own bus.
I know, because we need to keep our distance.
Yes.
So let's play Nicole. Do you have a favorite memory from the 90s or something that you made the 90s great for you?
I remember when I got my very first Discman and I got my very own CD, my very first one. Of course, I had to share it with my brother, but it was Crisscross.
Ah, Crisscross makes on it. Jump, jump.
Yep, that was it. That was it. And I felt like I was so cool back then because I had a CD and Discman, and yeah, I was very.
Yes. And those kids wore their pants backwards. That was like so weird.
Oh, that's awesome.
They wore their clothes completely backwards. They wore the pants backwards. They wore the jackets backwards. Everything.
I never understood that, but I really loved that song, and I loved their CD.
Nice. So, James, what do you think? This is the end of the show?
We're going to go with the top 10. It was going to turn to the top 4, but we'll go with it. I didn't get my turn.
We had a really long show. We actually really exceeded our schedule.
We're going to say I didn't get a turn to do that, but I'll just be the international man of mystery.
You'll be the international man of mystery. Okay, cool.
Because I didn't tell anything of the top things from the 90s, but we're really way over, so we'll sacrifice that.
And I'll be the top QVC seller.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So with the end of this, I think we might want to share some of our drinks. We have we all got a little bit of food presented to us from tonight's sponsor, Quarantinos.
Yes.
And if anybody would like to go ahead and break out everybody like to break out a little bit of their food, their free food from Quarantinos, the samples we got. Anybody got some? Go ahead and grab some Quarantinos, Devin. I don't think you have any of the Quarantinos, Devin. Well, apparently Amazon's not that quick. So if everybody, let's all support Quarantinos and have a bite of food. Quarantinos. It's so.
First, Devin would be eating.
I'm back.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Apparently, I'm the only one that ate anything from Quarantinos.
Oh my God.
See how you support our sponsor.
Oh my God. Oh my God, Devin.
Okay. And ready, Surveyor, for the indie thingy for the end of the show? The end?
Yeah.
All right, go, Devin.
Oh my gosh, Devin.
Obviously not from Quarantinos.
Yummy. Yum. Awesome. Good snack.
You ever heard of choya, Devin?
Porcupinos. Does that sound right? No, that doesn't sound right.
Perfect, dude. Okay. Surveyor, you ready for the indie thingy? For the end of the show? The indie thingy? And
go for it.
Ready? And you're gonna do it. And end scene. That's the show. We're now in overtime.
Okay, so we're gonna be doing our
We're 10 minutes into overtime.
I know, right? Okay.
So, anybody wants to email in or post on Facebook questions for Devin. And Hero Lunch Lady Nicole's going to stick around for this part and have some fun with us.
Yes. Okay, so Carol Ann, she had said, first she said, I'm sorry for the loss of your mom. And she said, what was the quill design on your mom's barrette that you wanted?
It was a butterfly. Yeah, it was a butterfly, and it's the person's the quill work is just exceptional. Like, many people think my quill work is good. This lady is insanely amazing at what she can do. So that's the goal, is to get to her caliber, her level, where I could try and duplicate it, and I don't even think I'm there yet. So, but it was a butterfly. It was a butterfly barrette that just clips on, and it just had a lot of meaning.
And you have that memory of what it looked like, and so when you create it, it'll be extra special for you, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll go ahead and take the next question here. We have another question that was emailed in, and it says, and I love this question. I think we can all have about the same opinion on this one, is a lot of the crafting skills is passed on. Do you think it is lost or people are no longer interested? Would you like me to reread it?
I can answer it. I mean, I could give my answer for it.
Well, that's what kind of, yeah, we are going to have our opinions on it. It's going to be about parallel, but please, this is your question. It's a question of you.
A lot of our arts are lost. Yes, I do believe it. Because like I said, I literally know 12 people in North America that do this style of quilt work. That's Canada and the US.
Wow.
And it's crazy. But what it is patience. We're losing our patience. We want things quickly, right away, right now. And we don't want to wait. That's the biggest thing. And this quilt work takes a ridiculous amount of time. So it's like, that's why I feel that it's been lost, is because people don't want to spend the time to learn it. They need to have a quarantine time to actually have time to learn something new. So in my opinion, I think patience is what's killing our arts. You know, people don't have the patience to do something as artistic as what it used to be.
Okay. We have a couple more questions on here. So one is, this kind of relates to what you have right there. Since we're talking about quilt work, where did you learn how to quilt on your own? You actually already answered that early in the interview.
I did. So
we can visit it if you want to.
Brenda Stevens is the one that showed me the basics. She said, I can only show you how to do the basics, what kind of awl I needed, how to make an awl, when to get your birch bark, and then porcupine quills. And she said, now you just have to do it. You just have to do it, and you have to make your mistakes. And that's the only way you're going to learn. So it's because of that. And then I had another person to teach me how to pluck a porcupine, like how to grab the quills. And then from there, I had to get a porcupine and then figure it out, how to take the hair, how to take the fur, and then the best possible ways to do it that is less, it doesn't destroy your hands and poke you a lot. So it's kind of just trial and error as you go along, but you're getting guidance from a few different people's knowledge.
Gotcha. That seems to be the last of the questions that were emailed in on.
Okay, so we have questions in the feed.
Yeah.
So the first one, so Kimiko is asking, so how is the contest going right now with your wife? Like, do you have any updates on how things are going?
Great question, Kimiko.
She's done her corn. She's done the corn. She's already doing the filler. And it looks so good. Hers looks really good. She's doing everything in size 15s, I believe. I could be wrong. They could be 13s, but if not, she does do 15 size work. And it's really nice. Here's a glimpse of mine, if you can see. But there's the corn, and then I'm trying to do every single kernel, like the old style corn that have the different colors in it.
Yeah.
The maize kind of corn. But that's just taking me a long time. So far we'll see who wins, but it's going to be up to all the viewers, who votes.
Are you on your phone or your computer? Just out of curiosity, because I'm wondering if you could sneak over and we can take a sneak peek of what she's doing. Would that going to get you in trouble?
Phone.
I mean, or whatever you're on. Can we find a? Is there a way you can sneak over and we can see what she's doing?
It'll be in her office. Let me go see.
Oh.
Let me see.
All right. Well, he's doing that. I think we might have a question for Lunch Lady Nicole.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we got one. Lunch Lady Nicole, what's your favorite school food? And that's a question we got.
Ooh, my favorite school food. Oh my gosh.
I mean, what out of the food would you actually eat?
Oh, I actually enjoy eating many of the meals we prepare. I have my very own lunch account, and I have eaten many meals there from the school. One of my favorite is the teriyaki nuggets with rice. And then I get my broccoli and my carrots, and I'll add it in all together and make my own little stir fry, and then whatever fruit we've got there.
Well said, like somebody wearing their work uniform and being live on the internet. All right, Devin, what do we got? Can we take a sneak peek of what she's done?
Whoa, that's great.
Nice.
And Devin, you have competition. You definitely have competition. I mean, there's some definite competition there going.
Yeah.
Wait to see my filler.
And Kelsey, by the way, I accidentally bamboozled ourselves. Because she asked, she was like, did Savannah bamboozle us?
Yeah, she totally did.
I accidentally did. Yeah. It was just for fun to see what would happen, right? Okay, let's see. So let's see. I'm looking for more questions. Oh, okay. So Devin, who is your favorite native YouTuber?
Don't say Devin. Don't say Devin. Don't say Devin.
Devan Kicknosway. Check him out on YouTube. Welcome. I am favorite native YouTuber right now is gonna
You're on the spot.
Don't say Devin. Don't say Devin. Don't say
me.
Okay.
It's gonna be me. I'm really proud of what I'm creating because I'm like learning new editing and I'm getting my kids involved and they what makes me feel good about it is because my kids will stop and be like, "Can I watch your videos, Dad?" And I'm like, yeah. So I put my YouTube channel on and they will sit there and watch my YouTube. They watch them on there like, "Dad, look, when I was 4 years old." And, you know, and then they get to watch all these videos as they get older. So it's like, I feel like I am my favorite because they tell me, "Dad, you're my favorite." Mm-hmm. But I do like watching natives react. I was on their show. That's his name is Patrick Willie. His YouTube channel is Patrick is a Navajo. And he basically has like the Native America's Funniest Home Video where they look at native memes and they watch them and they react to them. And it's pretty funny. So check him out. I actually did an episode with him. His recent episode is with me on it. It's called Indigenous Hunting. And then I have the behind the scenes of how that is filmed on my YouTube channel. So you guys can check him and then check me.
So Vivian wants to know, are you doing the touche knot in your work?
The Tushkanik knot? No, I wanted to do it. It's just, I'd have to practice it. And because this is I'm so stressed out about this challenge. Like I really want it to be as great as possible. To do a new quill technique, I feel like if I mess it up, I'm going to lose and I can't lose.
So for those of you who don't know.
That's guiding right there, man. Knuckle bump.
Burl Touche. I don't remember.
Knuckle bump. We'll go. Yeah, here.
So for those who don't know, Burl is this really awesome quill artist that Devin had introduced us. And we were teasing him and saying that he should call his quill work the Burl stitch.
This is actually, to do all the corn, all these little individual corns is called the Burl stitch.
Oh, yeah. So you are getting inspired by him. Awesome. Oh, the Burl knot.
Like when you do feathers on a bird or something, instead of just filling it all one color, every feather is a quill. And it's like literally a millimeter, maybe 2 millimeters. So you barely see it.
It's pretty short.
But all those are all individual quills.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I have a question for the lunch lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go Nicole. Yeah.
How long have you worked as a lunch lady? Because she's seriously, people, she's a legit lunch lady.
She's the real deal. We're only authentic here, and only the best on this show.
I have been here in California with this school district for 7 years now. Wow. I'm starting my 7th year.
So I have a question for you. Is it really true that if someone comes and knocks on your door and and they're nice to you, you might give them a cookie?
Honestly, we love our kids and we try to spoil them as much as we possibly can.
When the cookies, what part of the food pyramid did they come from?
Yeah, right. Okay.
Section.
Oh yeah. So my husband's like, so can they come and ask for seconds?
I'm actually
going to eat more Doritos.
Foods for school parties in which they are whole grain cookies and whole grain cupcakes. So yeah, we do actually offer treats and we try to spoil our kids as much as we can because we do love them.
Actually, remember I was telling one of my friends, she is a lunch lady, and I was telling her, I told her that I remember in junior high I would help do the pizzas and I put the pepperoni on the pizzas and they give us a cookie afterwards. So we're like, yay, cookie. Anyways, that's like a random factoid of what happened in my life back in the dark ages.
Hey, my favorite thing for school lunch was the salad bar because I loved piling my plate as high as I could on the salad bar.
Yeah.
I'm on you on that boat.
Okay, let's see. Do we have any more questions? Because
I see a comment. I see a comment from. Do we have a question?
I have a question for Devin, if I could.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so you mentioned your kids. 1, how old are they? And 2, are you actually teaching them how to do something?
Oh, yeah. My son is 5. My daughter is 4. And my other daughter is 1.5. I am a very involved father. I've always been being a father for such a long time, and then since I've been a father, I don't see parenthood as like a job. It's more of just a lifestyle. So whatever I do, I teach them. So when it comes to like porcupines, when I get a porcupine, I bring it in the house, they know what it is. At 3 years old, my son knew, and he was already teaching him how to pluck quills. He knows how to take the quills off the porcupine. He knows how to wash them. He knows how to handle them. And just anything that I do, I involve them. I'm also like a hunting instructor. They come with me hunting. I teach them how to skin rabbits, how to cut up fish when they go fishing. You know, we make little YouTube stories of how to cook fish. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see our stories. But I'm like super involved with the kids, and I teach them anything I know. I'm going to teach them as well. So it's kind of fun.
Very nice.
Especially with food. Food is a big thing for us, and we're really health conscientious. Is that a word? Consciousness? Yeah. But we eat a lot of different fun stuff.
That's a really nice question.
Isabel, you want to take the next email question?
Oh, let me see here. Hold on. Okay. There's another one. So your older kids, did they bead already?
No, they don't. There's one thing that I try and teach is I don't force my kids to do anything they don't want to do. They will come and sit with me and help me quill. They'll grab quills and poke the holes and do stuff. They've tried doing some beadwork with the big needles and pony beads, but they didn't seem very into it. So I just kind of just let it be. But I keep them involved with, beads and sorting beads and doing things like that to keep their motor skills going if we have to separate things. But I just let it flow. If they're interested in it, then I'll keep keep them interacted with that interest.
I think that's really a big thing, because even if they don't start beading at this age, I mean, I remember growing up and being around my mom sewing, and I just was always around her sewing. And so I kind of learned a lot from watching her. And then even my mom beading, like I learned how to kind of do beading by watching her and being around her, and just learned like colors and just different things of being around her. So it is really just being around people that are creative and having that influence. It's like pretty amazing. They'll pick it up, It
reminds me of a friend of mine. He taught his kids, and his kid always loved grass dancing, did it all the way well into high school. And it wasn't forced on him, but he took it, and his kid had the natural interest. And once he started getting a sophomore, junior, he did it his freshman year, but it was the same with a lot of different subjects with kids at that age. His kids started getting more into like the football and the sports, and football is almost a full time right there for a high school student. And he just lost interest in the grass dancing, even though God, that'll help him with football, but he just lost interest in it. And he goes, "No, Dad, I just, I did that as a kid. I'm doing this." And he came back to it in his late 20, like 28, 29 years old. He kind of, he's just rediscovering his love for it when he hadn't been to a POW for years, and he kind of gathering, and came back, went with a friend, visited, rediscovered his love, and it brought him back to that, doing it. But, I work with a lot of kids, and you see them where they don't, they grew up around it, and they're like, nah, they don't do it. But, it's always the hope. They're going to give it up for a while. Teenagers, they're learning, they're discovering their world, they're learning where the new limits are, what their limits are. And then they come back, and, the biggest peril for the parent is they come back to what you taught them. And they continue that part on. It's rare when a kid will continually keep on the beating or the dancing or whatnot. At some point, they're going to rebel, they're going to do their thing, and they're going to hopefully come back to the circle. So it's a neat thing.
So I was reading through the comments on our feed, and I thought one thing that was kind of nice to post. My Lucky Dragon posted, because I know Christy, she's actually going to be one of our future guests, and she said that her mom had passed away, and she said her mother's death inspired her to be creative. So I just thought that was kind of a nice thing to say to you, because I think I can't even imagine losing a parent. My mom and I are very close, so I think that using your mom's memory to help inspire you to work on your work it's amazing.
Yeah, it is, and that's what she always encouraged me. She was always very shocked when I would want to do something new, and then I'd get good at it. And she goes, I don't know where you get that from, because nobody in my family dances, and yet I'm kind of well known in the Palo circuit for being a traditional dancer, and then with art, there's not very many artistic people in our family. I just kind of picked it up. So yeah, some of the things that your mom will encourage you to keep you going. So it's anybody out there watching, don't wait for something bad to happen before you make change and want to do something new. So
that's really good advice. Yeah. So.
And then you're still keeping the promise.
Yeah. So I don't know if we have. Oh, and it's funny because Kelsey said that Dino James is roasting Savea with quarantine baby jokes.
What?
Hey, are there any hater jokes? Are there any hater comments?
None yet, but we do have a question from Carol Ann Blackwood. We ready?
Okay.
Carolyn asks, are you and your wife originally from beautiful Montana?
No, she is. This is where she's from. She's from Rocky Boy, Montana. Her family are all from here. I'm originally from Ontario and Quebec. My father's Potawatomi from southern Ontario, Walpole Island. My mother's Iroquois. She's Mohawk from Gunawaga, Quebec. And I was mostly born and raised in Ottawa, Ontario, and the region through there. Then I met Ashley 8-9 years ago out there, and then I ended up just flying out here, and then I decided, why not just go?
Yay.
Follow up to that, how's the surfing at Rocky Boy?
It's amazing. You need to check it out. Some of the flows across the wheat fields is just beautiful.
Oh, I heard the sets coming on the wheat fields is crazy this time of year.
I know, it's got to be at least a solid 13 inches.
Baby
so, Devan, what's your favorite Canadian, slang words? This is
slang words.
Yeah, so when I was in college and I watched a show called Strange Brew. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, Strange Brew, with Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas.
No.
And guys are like, take off, eh?
Well, we do. Is something that is picked up. It's crazy. I'm someone that I can adapt to wherever I go. So when I go to different locations and they talk like that, I pick up their accent. I pick up their dialect. Over. When I go home, I say "a." I do. I'm like, hey, what's going on, hey? It's just a natural thing. I just know, and I never understood why we say "a."
Yeah. So were there any fun things that you would say to each other in Canada, like to be silly towards each other or whatnot?
It just depends on what part of Canada you're in. There's so many different things to say, and I don't know if this is an R-rated talk show.
Maybe not. Not.
We try to keep it borderline family friendly
maybe
here.
In the late show, we can.
In the extra edition.
So, Devan, question for you.
Yeah.
How far south in the United States can you go till people finally don't recognize the name Tim Horton?
You can't. Because when I used to don't tell anybody, but when I used to smuggle Tim Hortons from Canada to the US and I would sell it down here, most of my buyers were in Texas and New Mexico. I would ship Tim Hortons down to them in California, San Diego, where you guys are, Mr. DeCrane.
For those who don't know, what are Tim Hortons?
It's coffee. It's just a really special coffee that tastes really good. It's like a big chain. I don't like it, but some people do. Now that I live here, I'm a Dunkin' Donuts guy, so Bite me.
So what is the food that you miss most from Canada while you're here? Okay, and tell everyone what that is who doesn't know.
Poutine is originated, okay, hear me out and listen intently. It's not called a poutine. It's called a poutine. Et tu parles le français. It's created in Quebec. Quebec, where they use cheese curds, like the chunks of cheese and good deep fried fries, and then they smother it in a gravy, and it's just a natural artery filling goo, but it's really good. And we grew up eating that quite a bit. And then there's another thing called a Michigan, which is just a hot dog with chili on it. But here it's called a chili dog, but it doesn't taste anything the same.
Is it true that Canadians eat a lot of Kraft mac and cheese?
I don't know.
Oh, my eyes are watering.
I don't know.
Oh, wait.
You don't know? I've heard I've heard, according to my source of South Park, they say the Canadians love Kraft mac and cheese, and they call them Kraft dinners.
Yeah, that's what we call them out there. You guys call them what is it called out here?
Mac and cheese?
Mac and cheese, but yeah, we call it Kraft dinner.
Yeah, it's really popular there, yes?
Kraft dinner and hot dogs was the thing we used to eat when we were a kid, but I can't eat that stuff no more. I haven't had Kraft dinner in like 9 years.
So, Lunch Lady Nicole, how do you feel about Kraft dinner as a food group?
I'm not a super fan of Kraft mac and cheese. I prefer more like the homemade style where you actually, pick your macaroni and add your cheeses,
5 different cheeses,
right texture and flavor. Not the
bake it.
There's just something about that fake cheese that just tastes so good. I don't know what it is. It brings back memories.
But I do love cheese.
I just live on that too much.
Whatever comes with it.
Yes, so, all right. Well, let me check. Are there any more questions? Or we're getting near the end here?
Nothing on the email.
Okay. Right. So, on that note, make sure you enter your trivia question answers. You can win some awesome prizes. We have prizes from James, Elk Rack Traders. We have prizes from me, Dancy Berry New Trader. We have prizes from Devan, the awesome limited edition stickers. And next week, we're going to have Scott Sutton on, so you want to make sure to tune in for that. And, of course, we have our awesome Devan as a guest. We have our awesome Nicole, the lunch lady, as a guest.
Oh, yay, Nicole, and hey, Devan.
Thank you.
And then make sure to check. We're going to have this video on YouTube, so you can subscribe on our YouTube channel, and you can always watch it here on Facebook. And anyway, we want to thank everyone for watching our show with us and for giving me for editing the live feed.
Okay, and I think
information is going to be in the details of our thing because we want you guys to start following him because he's awesome.
Okay, I think with that, just to end the show, we ought to go together with the indie thing I talked about from Wayne's World. We ready? And scene. Thank you, everybody. This has been another episode of Late Night Craft Talk.